Achieved. Hey, what's going on everybody? Squizzolems here, and it's been a while since I've recorded a video. I know I said I would get back in the weekly series thing, but yeah, that is starting this week. So what we have today for you on my brand new show, PokeCount, is basically we do Pokemon top 10s here, but I'm giving it a nice little name, and it's whatever. So if you like, then you can stay here and watch it. If you don't, then sleep. I don't really care. Alright, so anyway, we're doing my top 6 favorite starters to start off this new show. So let's get right into it. So coming in at number 6 is Froaki. So the thing about Froaki is or any water Pokemon, I guess, in general, is I really love water Pokemon, but I really especially love water starters, but except for a few. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like them, it's just I prefer other Pokemon over water Pokemon. So don't worry, these all won't be water starters, but oh well, who cares. Anyway, so reason why Froaki, I love Froaki so much, it's one word: protein. So I really don't think I have to say anything else, but I will. So he's literally the fastest starter ever with 122 base speed as Greninja, and when you're going first and using protein to get stabbed on high power moves like Ice Beam or anything else you can learn, you're hitting very hard, and you can switch your type at will to cover your weaknesses. Enough said, right? Yeah. And if you don't want to use him as a sweeper, you can give him one of his 2 signature moves, Mat Block, which protects your teammates from damage, and Setup in double/triple battles. But Water Shuriken, though, I really feel like Water Shuriken doesn't work well if it's low power, and I think it's a cool priority move and all, but if you get unlucky and only hit twice, you might regret having used it. Overall, Froaki is most likely one of my really top favorite starters. I almost said top favorite, but he's not. I mean, he's probably my favorite starter in X and Y. So basically, because of his endless number of ways to be ranged, just strategically, can't even say that word anymore. Anyway, or brutally. Man, I can't even say that word. Bleh. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah. So in X and Y, I chose him mainly because he looked cool. I mean, I didn't really like Fennekin because Fennekin was kind of girly, and I don't really know about Chespin. I didn't really see eye to eye with Chespin, but now I kind of do. But I liked Froaki because of what he evolved into. I mean, he's a ninja frog. Who doesn't want a ninja frog? And plus, Froaki was the first Pokemon I saw in the anime, other than Pikachu and what's that? Bunnelby, that Ash has caught in Kalos region. So I don't know, I just love Froaki. I mean, he's a freaking water. He is a water ninja, a ninja frog. What else can you get? Anyway, coming in at number 5 is Oshawott. So Oshawott was the first Pokemon in Black and White that I chose for my starter, mainly because he looked cool. He's like a really lovable water Pokemon, or a water type, I guess. With the spirit of a samurai, with his trusty skull trap, he can beat anyone. That's what I thought when I played the game. I was like, man, Oshawott is amazing. I was like, screw this pig. Oh, let's see, I was like, Snivy. Oh, he's pretty cool though, but nah. Oshawott can beat them all. Oshawott can beat Emboar easily. I guess Tepig. And Oshawott can kick Snivy's butt easily. But anyway, I just fell in love with him in the anime as well. It was like over first sight, I was like, I have to get this. I have to get this Pokemon. I have to play. Let's go. All right, so coming in at number 4 is Chimchar. So Chimchar is probably my first, or definitely my favorite 4th gen starter, mainly because in the anime I really loved how Ash picked up the abandoned Chimchar. I believe that was Paul's Chimchar that he didn't want, and he threw it away, and Ash came up and got it. Don't quote me on this is long ago. And probably season 8 I believe, Pokemon, so I don't know, it was so long ago when I watched that. But Diamond and Pearl were the games, I guess, in Platinum. I had all three, because I'm a nerd. But anyway, Diamond and Pearl were the games I kind of grew up with, besides the Game Boy games I played, but it was one of the first DS games I've kind of, grew up with. And Chimchar was the first Pokemon I picked, because one, he was a fire monkey, and I really liked fire types at the time, until I found my love for water types. But I don't know, I thought Totodile kind of looked cool, but I don't know. I figured like 4th gen kind of, those starter Pokemon kind of looked just like, or not looked like, kind of like were familiar to the Kanto starters. Like Chimchar was like a Charmander, and then Piplup was like, a penguin, as Squirtle being a turtle. Like the forms just kind of looked similar. And then with Turtwig being just like Bulbasaur with 4 feet, and then a plant on top, on his like little shell or whatever he has. But I just kind of fell in love with Chimchar because I like Charmander a lot. So, and Kanto, I mean, Charmander is a freaking dragon and Chimchar is a monkey. Dude, it's like, dude, you can't go wrong with a monkey. But anyway, on a competitive standpoint, its dual type moves may be a copy of the popularity of Blaziken from the previous gen, but Infernape has great attack and special attack and may lack the ability to tank out hits, and it does have a disadvantage at the first gym, which can be turned around by evolving in Monferno, teaching him Mach Punch in the 3rd/5th gym depending on whether you play Diamond, Pearl, Platinum. But with all of these ghosts having psychic moves which can be deflected by grabbing a Gligar, Shinx, and picking up the Thief TM, obviously this is new stuff, after defeating Team Galactic in Eterna City and teaching it to Staravia, though the other challenge is the 4th/5th gym depending on whether you play Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. Then you should be all set for the Elite Four. So yeah. So coming in number 3 is Charmander. So like I said before, Charmander is the Pokemon I picked when I had Kanto. So the game I can remember playing when I had Kanto, that would be Fire Red. But I know Charmander wasn't the first Pokemon I picked ever to play with, because Fire Red wasn't the first game I had. Fire Red was like the second game I had. Sorry about that, just shut my door here for a second. Anyway, as I was saying, so Fire Red was like the second game I had, the first being Crystal, but I'll get to that in a moment. So, I mean, Charmander was the first one I kind of grew up playing with, but the game got stolen, so I'm pretty sure the save's deleted at this point. I just remember having like a Charizard, and then a Pidgeot, and I was like, yeah, I don't know. I just remember playing on like a bridge, and by some fishermen. I don't know, that's the last I remember the game. But that game got stolen, so oh well. Oh well. So I don't really count that too much, but I still remember it in my head. So I still remember that to this day. So anyway, coming in at number 2 is Totodile. So let me tell you about Totodile. Man, me and Totodile go way back. I'd probably say Totodile is my second favorite Pokemon, like at all, like in general, because Totodile is just so freaking cool. I mean, my second favorite second gen Pokemon or starter Pokemon would have to be Cyndaquil, but I do have a fondness of Bayleaf. I just really like the second gen starters. I think they're all really cool. They're freaking awesome. I mean, you got a freaking dinosaur who evolves into a humongous dinosaur like creature. I guess like an alligator dinosaur type hybrid. And then let's see, you have Totodile Chikorita, who evolves into like a leaf eating dinosaur kind of like type thing. And then you have, let's see, Cyndaquil, who evolves into freaking Typhlosion, man. Typhlosion. Oh, I love Typhlosion. Typhlosion was amazing. But anyway, so back to the Crystal. So Pokemon Crystal was the first Pokemon game I've ever owned and ever played. So that also got stolen too with my Fire Red, so that was part of the same story. So, but I would love to play Crystal again. I mean, I can play it on an emulator, but I want to buy the actual cartridge so I can play that. So I still have the Game Boy that you needed to play that on, like the Game Boy Color or Pocket or whatever it's called. Who knows? Who knows and who cares? Anyway, yeah, Totodile was just the first Pokemon I picked in the Johto region, so he's just kind of been there. He's just kind of been there forever in my life. But the only thing I can really remember besides having Totodile in that game is having a level 50 Gloom, and that's it. But I was like 9, 10. Who's gonna remember something like 10? Anyway, so coming in at number 1 is Mudkip. So let me tell you a little something about me and Mudkip. Okay, so Mudkip is my favorite starter Pokemon ever. He's probably my favorite water type Pokemon as well. So Mudkip. So I believe the third game I owned after Fire Red for the Game Boy was Ruby and Sapphire, and I gave Ruby to Killer Spoons, and I got Sapphire for myself. And the first Pokemon I picked on there was Mudkip because Mudkip looked the coolest. Like I said, Torchic was kind of girlish. I was like, nah, it's just a little chicken. Didn't know he evolved into Blaziken though. I was like, whoa. But yeah, Blaziken's pretty cool though. And Trico, it was kind of fun to Trico in the anime. I thought Trico was really cool, and Ash had a Grovyle and then evolved it into a Subtile. But I liked it when Brock caught his Mudkip and he evolved it to Marshtomp, and I was like, oh, Marshtomp's pretty cool, I want one. So, you know, I kind of count Mudkip as the first Pokemon I ever had in the game, and, you know, as the one I've always spent my time with. sympathetic moment. But anyway, a fun little fact before we end the video is that Mudkip I had in Sapphire, I transferred that over to Pearl, and I pretty much transferred that over to the DS, and the thing traveled all the way from Sapphire all the way to Pokemon X thanks to the Pokemon transport in the Pokemon Bank. So now when Pokemon Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby comes out, I'm just not even gonna pick a starter. I'm probably gonna pick Trico for my starter Pokemon because I already have a Blaziken, and I don't have a Trico though. I'm gonna Trico, so I'm gonna have all 3 starters right off the bat. So like probably most people probably would anyway. But anyway, that's the end of the video, guys. So those are my top 6 favorite starter Pokemon. If you guys did enjoy, you can subscribe for more videos, or like if you like the video down below. And have a great day, everybody.